All right, welcome to day 17 of your acceleration training. Yesterday we talked about body. Today we're going to talk about the next portion of Core 4, which is being. I want to share a little story with you. When I was working as a police officer, I'd recently been transferred to our undercover unit. And I was super excited. I'd always wanted to be on that unit. I'd already served on the gang unit, already been on the SWAT team, I'd been on patrol for many years, but now I was able to work undercover, and I was really excited about doing that. In fact, I was more excited than I needed to be. So I got there and immediately was like, man, I need to get a case going, or I need to get multiple cases going. And so I was doing research. I was trying to find confidential informants. I was trying to find bad guys that I could arrest. All these different things were happening, but they weren't happening quick enough. And so what ended up happening inside of me was I started to get anxious. I started to get these feelings where, like, man, if I don't get things done, they're going to kick me out. I'm not good enough. I was looking for approval and attaboys from outside of myself. I really wanted to impress the people around me and show that I belonged. All these things were happening. And there was one particular afternoon, I'd been there a couple of months at the time, where my heart started to beat really fast. And we were just sitting in the office. We weren't doing any physical strenuous activity. My heart started to beat really fast. And I was typing on the computer, doing research on a case, and I just remember looking at my partner and I was like, man, I can't breathe anymore, right? And next thing I know is I'm passed out on the ground. Now what ended up happening is I had an anxiety attack, right? I couldn't control what was going on the inside. I couldn't control the levels of stress or anxiety that I was feeling. And so my body literally shut down. So my question to you is, how do you currently deal with stress, right? The stress of anxiety and not knowing what it is that you should be doing or how you should be doing it. The stress and anxiety of not knowing what's going to happen next. The stress and anxiety of wondering if you're doing the right thing or if you're going to get the results that you want. How is it that you're dealing with that right now? So being is part of that portion that helps us center ourselves again, that helps bring us back down. Right? And being is broken up into two different areas. Number one is meditation, and number two is memoirs. So what is meditation? Well, meditation can be anything to a number of different people. Now there's a difference between meditation and sedation. So what is sedation? Sedation could be through alcohol, through drugs, through women, through working out, through eating. We're going to find a way to sedate, to deal with the anxiety and the stress and the pain and the guilt and the shame that we're feeling in our lives. Meditation, though, on the other hand, helps relieve us. It doesn't suppress it, right? It can be done through prayer. It can be done through breath work. It can be done through guided or unguided meditation, right? All of these things are what help us get that meditation. Now, what are we trying to do through meditation? We're trying to create connection, sleep better, stress less, eat better, heal faster, beat anxiety, smile more, relax more, and have better sex. All these things are things that we're after when it comes to meditation. So how should you meditate? If you are a person who likes to pray, then I highly recommend that you pray. But I invite you and challenge you to pray on purpose and pray consciously, to have a conversation with God versus just saying empty words. If you're more of a meditation person, you can do guided or unguided meditation. I would recommend that they be at least 10 minutes, but anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. You can do breath work. There's something called box breathing where you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, release for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Do that for 3 to 5 minutes, right? Ultimately, what we're doing is we're calming the mind, and by calming the mind, we calm the body. Now, this is something that we do in the morning as part of our Core 4 routine, but it can also be something you'd use at any portion of the day. Now, while you're meditating, there's going to be thoughts that come into your mind. So what is it that we should do with those thoughts? You guessed it. Write them down. The whole purpose of meditating is to take all of the chaos that's happening and swimming around inside of our heads and write it down. Get rid of it so it's no longer swimming around inside of there. Okay? Now, what are some of the positive things that come from calming the mind, right? We get revelation. In other words, we start to understand what it is that we should be doing. We get clarity. We get focus. We're able to expand our learning. We're able to see things for what they truly are versus what at that stressful moment we're perceiving them to be. So ultimately, again, being consists of two portions, meditation and memoirs. So what I want you to do for today's assignment is, number one, download a meditation app if you don't already have one. I recommend Calm or Headspace. Once you've downloaded that app, in the morning, I want you to create some space and meditate. Meditate, make it guided, make it unguided, it doesn't matter. Pick an app and go through at least a 10-minute meditation. Then I want you to create a memoir or journal by answering the questions that are down below in the link. So again, download the app, go through a meditation, and answer the questions that are in the form down below. All right, you guys know what time it is. It's time to get after it. 3, 2, 1, off you go.